I love these characters as much as any characters I've ever worked with. We've got dozens of wonderful characters, and I was able to get to work with actors who I've really only dreamed of working with before. I gotta tell you, when you get a screenplay and you're reading it to see what kind of movie it might be, and you have the luxury of picturing Denzel Washington going through the motions that the script describes, it can really kind of heat up the experience. Ben Marco breaks my heart. He's an extraordinarily decent man, and he's an important American in the sense of he's what we're supposed to be all about: integrity, decency, generosity, a quest for the truth.
He's a soldier who just run into some unusual circumstances and a mind-altering experience. He's just trying to figure out what's wrong with him.
The basic question that he asks is, what's wrong with me? Why is what I'm being told is wrong with me not jiving with what I'm dreaming and feeling and believing?
Do you ever dream about Kuwait? Unfortunately, I can never remember my dreams.
He's much more of a driving force in the movie, as he was in the original novel. But unlike the novel, we never let him off the hook. He's a damaged man who, it's as if the truth is just out there in front of him, and he's grasping for it, and he can never quite get his hands around it.
I started with nightmares, rumors, conjectures. That's a giant leap forward.
Denzel is the heart of the piece. He's the suffering soul of the piece. We want this guy to go through things in an authentic manner, in some way that we can feel the suffering is real and understand the depth of manipulation that's being done to this particular character.
It was a difficult character to write because I wanted people to empathize with him. And at the same time, I didn't want to give him any of those conventional movie star moments where he rises to the occasion and does the right thing. He's constantly scrambling to do the right thing, or scrambling to do something that approximates the right thing, and half the time it collapses on him and turns into something else.
Denzel felt if you're portraying a character who has mental illness issues, as Ben Marco does, who is clinically depressed, you've got to respect that very real struggle that really exists for so many of us in real life. And that doesn't mean climbing the walls. It means down, down, down. I have such respect for him and such trust for him. And his point of view is so strong and so smart that it was like, let's go. I'm just in awe of the minimalism that Denzel brings to his portrayal of Ben Marco, coupled with the incredible emotional impact on us, the viewer, of that minimalism.
Denzel, as an actor, brings such size and a sort of broken dignity to this role. I think a lot of the work that other actors huff and puff to do, he just sort of walks in with it. And it's a great quality. It's star quality.
Cut! Terrific! At script level, if you're gonna direct a picture, there might be certain scenes where you just can't wait to see the great actor that has accepted the part bring that scene to life.
We are connected, and that's something nobody can take from us.
In this script, there were a couple of scenes like that. One is a scene where Denzel, late in the movie, expresses with all his heart and soul to Raymond his belief that together they can beat this conspiracy.
There's something deep inside. There's a part that they can't get to, and it's deep inside of us.
I felt this could be awesome, and as I looked at the movie, and I've seen this picture obviously hundreds of times down the process, I find myself galvanized every time Denzel goes into that.
That's what you and me need to tap into, and that's what you and I are going to use to take them out, Raymond. We don't have much time, please.
Oh, okay, so before we get started, I'm just dying to know.
Another scene in this movie in that same regard, and this was like a scary one because it was a much more challenging sequence in the sense that it involved about 4 pages of monologue that Meryl Streep was going to deliver in the character of Senator Ellen Prentice Shaw. watching Meryl design the way she wanted to play that scene, watching her just explore in terms of the literal ground that she was covering, just the way she chose to circle the room, where she chose to pause, where she wanted to sit down for a minute, where she wanted to leap up again. It was just one of the most joyful experiences I've ever had making a movie, watching her do that.
Make no mistake, the American people are terrified. They know something's coming. They can feel it.
And again, as I watch the picture now, as she slams home her point at the end of her 4-page monologue, guaranteed goosebumps and a desire inside me to run out and vote for this guy that she's been talking about, even though I'm watching some movie and the guy doesn't exist. Okay, cut! Print! Very good! Very, very good.
Jonathan, did you say smile?
I think a certain kind of smile would be
a smirk. I'm a great admirer of hers, and what is really interesting is how she changes subtly on each take, so that Jonathan has a lot to work with in the editing room. She'll be a little more subtle in one take, she'll be stronger in the other. She brings just a little touch of humor without losing the strength in another take. She's brilliant.
I couldn't think of anyone else who could play the role, really. She seemed perfect. She seemed exactly right because she was able to find the right amount of outrageousness and restraint. Just when you think she's going to go over the top, she pulls back. Just when you think that she's too zealous, she cracks a joke. She chews on her ice. She basically became the character, and pretty soon she was telling me what the character would do.
Sergeant Raymond Shaw.
I don't really see her as a villain. I don't see it that way. People are driven by what they feel is right. Sometimes you got to bend the rules to get to that place where the better world is.
Yes, I made a decision.
There are things that happen on the way. There are, as Donald Rumsfeld says, there's mess. There's mess.
Oh, God, where are all the men anymore? My father, Tyler Prentice, never asked, is this okay? Is this okay?
There were very specific public personalities that I was inspired by in creating this character, most definitely. I loved being someone so certain, because certainty is just so attractive in people. To me, it's a completely bogus position for me, because, I'm listening to every side, but it's so nice not to have to listen to all the different sides, to be so clear and on your track and sure. It's a fabulous thing. Unfortunately, it leads to fanaticism.
But I want you to know, Raymond, I did this for you.
Eleanor Prentice Shaw is the most brilliant person in any room she enters. She's the most charismatic, and she is a passionate patriot. She's also an adoring mother. She loves her son Raymond, and she believes in her son Raymond.
What Meryl brings to it is this cloaked tenderness that you're surprised by the depth of her character's ability to love.
Oh, and look at you.
I play a loving mother.
Look at you. Look what you've achieved. Look how
things go wrong, horribly wrong, but it's not for lack of best intentions.
I play Raymond Shaw, who first and foremost is the son of Eleanor Shaw, and he is a candidate for vice president. Well, basically, I play a mama's boy.
It's classic Greek tragedy. He's the man who's been turned into the killer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Making Raymond the candidate was fascinating because, in a way, it opened up the possibility of exploring more of the complexities of his character and dramatizing his public persona and his private persona and getting those two things distinctive.
I have never stopped wondering how things might have turned out between us.
Liev Schreiber, if he was not born to play this part of Raymond Shaw, the candidate, I don't know who was.
When you get this one, I'd just like to try one variation
Do
with
it.
that rotation.
This is the one.
Do it this time? Thanks.
It was very interesting with Liev because there was tremendous interest in that part from the finest actors of that generation.
Hello, Captain. I need to talk to you. Whoops, I did boo-boo.
And I met Liev late in the game, and I met him. I liked him immediately, and it's imperative that our heart goes out to Raymond, and I liked him immediately. My heart went out to him. He's so smart. He's so sharp. I was fascinated by the way he expressed himself and what he had to say, and I went, oh my God, we found the guy. That right combination of brains, emotional appeal, looks.
Todd! Sir! Rolling in 2 minutes.
He's a very accomplished actor. He's extremely bright. And this was a really hard role. I mean, so was mine. But his was really hard because he never knew when he was being controlled by forces other than his own self-generated will. And it was a really interesting thing to see sort of the self kind of wrestle down this other influence that came from an artificial source. I think he does an amazing job. You can really literally see the two forces at war behind his eyes.
I can't say enough about this cast. How many Academy Award winners do I have in this film? I lost count, and the director as well. They're all breathtaking. They are magnificent. They are spectacular. And they are magic together. It's forceful, it's powerful, and it's wonderful.
Roll camera up. Action!